My name is Katherine Kramer, and this is week 5 of Interpersonal Communication at Lone Star College. For this week's video confessional, we're focusing on our families. There are many aspects of families that tie them together. In Chapter 9, Corey Floyd describes that having family secrets, rituals, roles, and family stories are common aspects of being in a family. For the first part of this, we're focusing on secrets. Now, my family doesn't have a lot of family secrets. The only one that comes to mind is my grandmother, who has passed away. But when she was younger, at 15 years old, she said that in World War II, my grandfather had fallen off of a horse and got injured, and she took care of him in the hospital when she was a candy striper. Now, even though she was only 15, she said they were madly in love with each other and were compelled to get married. Well, I since found out as an adult that she actually got pregnant by him when she was 15, and they really needed to get married, as was the norm back then. No one really cared that much in the family about the fact that she was pregnant before they got married, but she certainly worried about that. So as a subunit, me and my mother and my cousins, we kept it to ourselves. But now that she's passed away, we don't really feel the need to keep this family secret so much anymore. Now, as far as an interesting story about my family, I actually have quite a rich family history from South Carolina. I had one relative. He was the first governor of South Carolina. His name was John Rutledge, and he was actually a signer on the Declaration of Independence. And his brother, Edward Rutledge, was the third governor of South Carolina, and he was a signer on the Constitution. Now, their cousin, Anne Rutledge, was actually engaged to Abraham Lincoln, and she got scarlet fever when they were engaged and passed away before they could get married. So that's probably the most interesting family story in history that we have. As far as rituals that my family performs, we try to really observe Shabbat on Friday nights. We're not very strict Jewish people. However, we find just the symbolism of Shabbat is really important to us, needing to take a moment and breathe. And by practicing Shabbat, we light candles, we have a glass of wine, and we eat challah. And this holiday is something that we're trying to pass down to our children of how important it is to be able to take a moment to reflect and relax from the week. As far as the role that I play in my family, in Chapter 9, Virginia Satir describes that there are a variety of there are 4 main family roles that people play in conflict styles. And the one that most closely fits me is being the computer. I try to use logic and reason to win arguments. It's not always terribly effective, especially if the argument is based on emotion, but that's usually the style I default to more quickly. And I did this pretty much growing up as a child and up through being an adult. So that's it for our families this week.